Hi guys, let's start with today's session. We have been going through different questions in the past classes. So I will be continuing with the questions discussion in today's class as well. But before I proceed, I would like to highlight some of the important things that you guys should remember while answering the questions. So we have December 2022 students with us and we have April 2023 planners with us. So guys, all those who are appearing for December 2022, as you know, the course is almost over. So you guys should pace up with the videos. I think you must be receiving messages for not pacing up with the videos. So it is extremely important for you to pace up with the videos because the exam is just around the corner. You should be done with your videos by now. You should just be focusing on your past papers. And II students do not have to do questions related to IFOA. You can just focus on your II past papers, but it is very important that we are making sure that we are covering almost all the past papers, at least from 2015 onwards. इतने पास पेपर्स तो आपको डेफिनेटली करने ही है, both of paper 1 as well as paper 2, and do not do questions orally. I always say in my class that it is important that whatever you are practicing, you should be practicing in written. It doesn't make sense if you are practicing oral questions. And now the II exams are in offline format, so you should be practicing in written. In case you feel you have any doubts in the question, you can just click a photo of your question and whatever answer that you have written and send to me on Skype, and we can further discuss it whether your points are correct or not. But it is important to study. Now, since for December 10 students, almost the course is over, let's now focus on April 2023 students. So, we have almost majority of students who are planning both from December as well as April, and there are some of the students who are planning as of now April 2023 attempt. There are some of the students who have just started with the course. So, let me sum up everything for you guys. So, guys, all those who are planning for April 2023, and if you are very clear in your mind, okay, that this is the exam that I have to plan for April 2023, the first thing that you have to understand is that what exactly the exam requires from you. So I have seen many students, almost, majority of the students in every batch, what they feel is that CP1 is difficult to crack. And we know the content, we know the core reading, it's just that we don't know how to write, and that we can just understand by reading the core reading, and let's just focus on core reading. So first of all, come out of this illusion or come out of this myth that CP1 is just about understanding the core reading, and if you understand the core reading well, the exam you can easily crack the exam. So CP1 may see, we require two things. First is core reading understanding. Second is understanding of that core reading for application based questions. Now it is very important that आपको पहले अपनी नॉलेज से ये समझ आना बहुत जरूरी है कि मुझे कब नॉलेज बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करने हैं, मुझे किस क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन लिखना है, मुझे किस में एप्लीकेशन ओरिएंटेड आंसर लिखना है. बिकॉज आई हैव सीन स्टूडेंट्स लाइक फॉर द क्लासेस दैट हैव हैपेंड, देयर आर सम ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर आंसरिंग वेल. अभी मैं अप्रैल 2023 स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ये चेक नहीं कर रही हूँ कि मतलब आप कितने पॉइंट्स लिख रहे हो. That's not the target as of now. The target is that whether your thinking is in the correct direction or not. So at times the question will become general. At times the question will become specific. So you have to understand कि आपको कितना जनरल होना है, आपको कितना स्पेसिफिक होना है, मुझे कोर रीडिंग कितनी पढ़ने हैं, कहाँ पे मुझे कोर रीडिंग से हटके एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस पढ़ने हैं. सो ये सब चीजों की अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना बहुत जरूरी है फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्ट ओनली. If you think कि अभी तो टाइम है बहुत ज्यादा and we can just do, and if you just put half hour or 1 hour on a daily basis, it will not work. So on Saturdays and Sundays, definitely you will have to push yourself. On weekdays, at least you have to manage 2 hours, and then only we can reach to the level. So your level is not that like this कि आपने लास्ट के 2-3 पेपर्स प्रैक्टिस कर लिए हो गया. From my side, everything you will be getting. There are videos of the content. ठीक है. So first of all, बहुत सारे students को यही नहीं पता होता कि exactly उनको मिल क्या क्या रहा है. So आपको पहले इस चीज की अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना बहुत क्लियर है that what all content you have. So you have the entire content videos related to all the chapters, which are more than sufficient. So even if you want to skip the co-reading, I can guarantee you that you can skip the co-reading, because there is nothing in the co-reading that is not there in the video. So if you want to skip the co-reading because of lack of time, you can skip it and just focus on your content videos. So first focus definitely आपका क्या रहेगा, आपकी कंटेंट वीडियोस. बिना ये देखे अगर आप क्लास भी अटेंड कर रहे हो, it doesn't make sense, because the discussion is based on the classes, the discussion is based on this particular content. So it is very important that you are following your targets. We provide you the targets and you have to make sure that you are following your targets. I have seen students that when they enroll for the course, they are very active at the start, and धीरे students become less active because of work commitments or because of other commitments. They start skipping the live classes. So I generally don't recommend you to skip the live class, because we do detailed past papers discussion in live class. On the spot, I give you a question, you give me your answer, multiple students give the answer at the same time, we discuss every answer, and then you also realize, okay, what mistakes you are doing, and others also realize what mistakes they are doing, how you can benefit from others' answers. You can understand that what exactly basically is the thinking of everyone at this particular point of time. It will help you a lot. Although the classes are getting recorded, and if you want to skip your live class, you know there's an option of recorded as well, but jitna jahan tak ho sakta hai, try to attend it live. So this was content videos. Now, apart from the content videos, we have past paper discussion videos as well. So all the details related to different past papers are discussed in different set of videos. So I have tried to cover a lot of past papers related to India as well as IFOA. So आप ये मान के चलो around 60 videos you will be having related to the content, and around 50 to 55 videos are there related to past papers. तो अभी तो आपके पास इतनी videos हैं, ठीक है. कंटेंट की सेपरेट वीडियोस है, पास्ट पेपर्स की सेपरेट वीडियोस है, एंड देन वी हैव लाइव क्लासेस गोइंग ऑन वेयर वी आर डिस्कसिंग डिफरेंट पास्ट पेपर्स. ऐसा नहीं है जो इन वीडियोस में डिस्कस्ड है वही पास्ट पेपर्स हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. देयर आर सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस दैट वी कैन डिस्कस. So almost every class is new to a student. So hardly any question would be left for you guys for self-study. And then you just have to focus on your assignments, on your UTs and mocks. And everything is planned in advance. For April 2023 students, you guys have your targets. You know that your targets for assignments are approaching next month. Then you have your UTs. You know आज ही आपको कि कब आपका UT है, कब आपका mock है. And UT attempting is extremely important, because we conduct UT in same manner as IFOA exams are conducted, and then you get detailed feedback. You get marks for your every question. Plus, for example, if I give you 2 out of 5, then what's the reason why you scored 2? That is also mentioned in your feedback. So this is the entire content. If you use it in right manner, there are hardly any chances that you won't be able to clear the exam. But what is important is that we are using the content in the right direction. It is important to watch the videos. It is important to watch your past papers classes. It is important at the same time to attend live class. At the same time, even if you are attending live, like for example, in a batch of 30 students, if only 10 students attend live right now, then hardly 2 or 3 students would be putting up their answers in the chat section or in Skype, and the rest would just be listening. So whenever we are discussing the question, make sure to at least answer. आप गलत भी answer करो. How does it matter? After the class, no one remembers what you have answered. But at that time, when you are answering, and when we are discussing what is wrong with your answer, you will benefit a lot from that particular thing. So it is important to answer. If you have paid for the course, at least make full use of that. So do not keep only focusing on videos. Live class क्या करनी है attend करके, सारी videos है तो सही, video इसकी भी ले लेंगे. Just come out of that video thing and try to attend live class too. and we will be pushing you almost every week. So the team is there who is just tracking your progress almost on a daily basis, and if you're not progressing well, they will keep pushing you why you are not watching videos, why you are not attending live classes. So if you have missed a live class, then also they will ask you that okay, why you have missed, to be prepared for the reason as well, and at least do reply. There are many students who don't attend live classes, who have enrolled in the course just focusing on the videos, and when the team asks them why they're not attending live classes, they have no reply. So guys, do attend live class. आप इतने बड़ा subject अगर plan कर रहे हो तो it is important that we are indulging in group participation. I know there are a lot of commitments, and almost I have tried my level best to make sure that the timings of the class are also as per the majority availability. Everyone in CP1 focuses on early morning classes. That is why we are taking on early morning classes. But yes, you have to make sure that you are there in the class. There has to be 100% attendance in the class. And apart from the attendance, last 3-4 classes I have been observing that okay, students have started attending the live class because of the regular push. But what they are doing is they are not participating in the questions at all. So guys, please make sure that you are participating in the discussion. Now let's just quickly go through September 2022 paper. I wanted to show you guys that particular paper so that we can understand that how the exam was in September 2022, whether it was easy or difficult, and then we can just focus on the questions. So see the first question. We will be discussing this question in detail as well. An investor is considering investing in one of the following funds: UK government bond fund with a target return of 1%, UK equity fund with a target return of 3%. The funds are exactly the same size, both well diversified, have the same fund manager. Suggest reasons why the predicted target returns of two funds. So you have been given with the details related to two funds. One is a government bond fund, one is an equity fund. एक का रिटर्न 1% है, एक का रिटर्न 3% है. फंड्स बिल्कुल सेम है, वेल डाइवर्सिफाइड है, मैनेजर भी सेम है, लेकिन दोनों के टारगेट रिटर्न्स डिफरेंट है. तो वो आपसे 4 मार्क्स के लिए ये पूछ रहे हैं. We will be discussing this question in detail, so be prepared for this question now. अब देखो उसने आपसे क्या पूछा है. पहली चीज, on seeing the question, what you have to understand is there are two funds: UK government bond fund, UK equity fund. So we have two different type of funds. एक गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड फंड है, एक इक्विटी फंड है. तो इसी में ही पहले आपका आंसर छुपा हुआ है कि अगर दो डिफरेंट फंड्स हैं, एक मेरा सिक्योर्ड फंड है, एक मेरा अनसिक्योर्ड फंड है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली टारगेट रिटर्न दोनों का डिफरेंट आएगा. सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. सजेस्ट बोला है तो वन लाइनर आंसर आपको मुझे 8 पॉइंट सबमिट करने. I don't want any subheadings in your answer. It's just for 4 marks. So simply 7 to 8 points need to be there in your answer. No subheadings required at all. So let's discuss this question. You have 7 minutes time for this question. Start attempting. Guys, start submitting in next 2 minutes. So you can either submit your answer in chat section or you can submit on our Skype ID. I hope everyone is having. So in whatever way you are comfortable, just submit your answer. 2 more minutes and then we will start discussing. Guys, let's start discussing now. So question was, an investor is considering investing in one of the following funds: UK government bond fund with a target return of 1% per annum, UK equity fund with a target return of 3% per annum. The funds are exactly the same size, both well diversified and have the same fund manager. Suggest possible reasons why the predicted target returns for the two funds are different. तो आपके हिसाब से एक है हमारा यूके गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड फंड जिसका टारगेट रिटर्न इज 1% पर एनम एंड द अदर वन इज यूके गवर्नमेंट इक्विटी फंड with a target return of 3% per annum. So if both the funds have the same fund manager, both the funds have the same size, why their target return is different? So this seems to be an easy question if you are done with chapter 8 to 10. This is just based on assets market discussion. Why there is a different target return for the same fund size and same fund manager? We can see that the difference is due to the nature of the different type of bonds. So one is the government bond and the other one is the equity bond. So maybe we can say target return is lower for government bond due to high security of government bond. इक्विटी फंड का रिटर्न उसकी क्रेडिट रेटिंग पे डिपेंड करता है. अगर क्रेडिट रेटिंग अच्छी है, इट इज गोइंग टू बी लेस सिक्योर. But if we have any chance that there can be a drop in the credit rating, it may lead to less security on the part of equity fund. So we can say security of equity depends on credit worthiness of company issuing bond. So guys, this was easy question. It was for you to realize that the difference can be due to this thing. अब गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड का रिटर्न क्यों कम हमने बोला? बिकॉज ऑफ हाई सिक्योरिटी एंड द सेम टाइम ही मेंशन दैट द सिक्योरिटी ऑफ इक्विटी इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द कंपनी. सो आप अपने माइंड में सिस्टम की ध्यान करके चलो, इसी वजह से रिटर्न में डिफरेंस आ रहा है. वी कैन से spread is likely to be lower for government fund due to which उसमें आपको risk premium कम मिलेगा. रिस्क प्रीमियम कम होने की वजह से आपका टारगेट रिटर्न कम हो जाएगा। यही स्प्रेड आपका इक्विटी के अंदर हाई है, जिसकी वजह से एक्स्ट्रा प्रीमियम चाहिए होगा। अगर आप इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो तो टारगेट रिटर्न विल इंक्रीज। ग्रेटर एक्सपेंसेस इन्वॉल्व्ड इन इन्वेस्टिंग इन इक्विटी कैन लीड टू हायर एक्सपेक्टेड टारगेट रिटर्न। Lower marketability associated with equity again will increase the risk premium, leading to increase in target return. Higher volatility of equity fund again will increase the risk premium, leading to increase in target return. High level of risk associated with equity again will lead to investors demanding extra risk premium, leading to increase in target return. So it was for you to realize that you have to link the answer in this particular direction. Any doubts in this question to any of you? Anyone who has mentioned different points and want to check whether what they have written is correct or not, feel free to discuss, guys. Just quickly go through this. Note it down if you want to. Now guys, let's move to analysis that we were doing for September 2022. So see the next question. The regulation of defined benefit schemes in a country requires that the assumptions used to determine the scheme's provisions for liabilities are the actuary's best estimate of future experience plus a margin for prudence. Outline how sensitivity analysis can be used to determine the appropriate margin for prudence. Now, this type of question, again, अभी आप इस point पर नहीं हो that you can answer every question. The point of doing this discussion is to make you guys understand that how exactly the paper comes, what all things you need to focus upon so that you can score good. अब second question, पहला question suggestion पे था. See the second question, they have made it outline. Again, कोई भी details नहीं चाहिए. For 4 marks, this seems to be an application-based question. But ये application-based question is dependent on the understanding of bookwork. तो यहाँ पे आपका bookwork plus understanding दोनों की requirement है. Third question देखते हैं. Defined benefit scheme that is open to new entrants and future accrual has shown in its latest accounts that the scheme's funding deficit has deteriorated since the last scheme valuation. Suggest reasons that could explain the change. So deficit has deteriorated and again it is asking you the reasons. So easy question, again suggestion. अब students ये complaint करते हैं that we are not able to complete the question. If you focus on the question paper well, if you focus on each and every question, you can easily attempt 200 marks question. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके पास sufficient time नहीं है. वो डिस्कशन या डिस्क्राइब हर क्वेश्चन में नहीं बोलता. जहां पे उसने सजेस्ट करने के लिए बोला है वहां हम सिर्फ सजेस्ट करेंगे. सजेस्ट का मतलब ये भी है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी इसी क्वेश्चन में उसने पूछा सजेस्ट रीजंस फॉर द चेंज. सपोज आप रीजन मेंशन करना चाहते हो चेंज इन टैक्स रेट्स. अगर आप इतना भी लिख दोगे फॉर अ क्वेश्चन विच इज आस्किंग यू टू सजेस्ट, it will work. If the point is correct, you will get half mark for the same. I don't want every time detailed line because of change in taxation rates, it will lead to deterioration of funding deficit. हर बार आप ऐसे लिखो, that is not required. So even if you mention this line, it can work. Now next thing देखो, an investment management company only invest in domestic equities and has a target to outperform the return on the main domestic equity index over a rolling 3-year period. Discuss how systematic and diversifiable risk associated with the fund can be mitigated. Describe the roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders in the risk management process at the investment management company. डिस्कस, डिस्क्राइब, लेकिन क्वेश्चन कितने मार्क्स का है? 3 मार्क्स का. टेक इट नॉर्मल 3 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन, जितना आता है बस 3 मार्क्स के लिए. आप क्या कर सकते हो ऐसे केसेस में? डिस्कशन का अगर क्वेश्चन है लेकिन क्वेश्चन की वेटेज बहुत कम है, से 3 to 4 मार्क्स, तो जस्ट मेक 3 to 4 सब हेडिंग्स एंड योर पॉइंट्स शुड फॉलो दैट. So there should be 3 headings in your answer and 2 corresponding points for each heading. Because especially IFOA pays a lot of attention कि आपको मैंने question में क्या दिया है and what you are writing. Your presentation matters a lot in IFOA. That is why we will be discussing even the minutest detail. Next, an insurance company has just reviewed its pricing assumptions. Following the review, the company revised the annual renewal expense pricing assumption on one of its products to 60 per policy. Average annual renewal expense for this product over recent years has been 85 per policy. Discuss the reasons why the annual renewal expense assumption has been set to be less than average annual renewal expense. So this is a discussion question for 7 marks. Do try to attempt, मतलब जितना आप अच्छे से ऐसे टाइप के क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करोगे उतना आपका पेपर का पास होना या फेल होना इन टाइप के क्वेश्चंस पे डिपेंडेंट रहेगा. 7 मार्क्स डिस्कशन क्वेश्चन. अगर आपको लगता है कि सब हेडिंग्स मतलब इसमें आप अच्छे से बना सकते हो, डू मेक 7 डिफरेंट सब हेडिंग्स एंड कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग पॉइंट्स. अगर हेडिंग्स नहीं बनानी आ रही, डोंट बी इन दिस हैबिट कि मुझे जबरदस्ती हेडिंग्स बनानी है. कभी कभी क्वेश्चन ऐसे आएंगे जिसमें वेटेज हाई है, डिस्कशन का क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन आपसे हेडिंग्स नहीं बन रही. पेपर में हमारा टारगेट आंसर लिखने पे होना चाहिए, टारगेट प्रेजेंटेशन पे कम और आंसर के कंटेंट पे ज्यादा होना चाहिए. So if you are not able to manage the subheadings for a high marker question, your target should be to just describe every point in detail. Skip the subheadings, try to explain in detail. An insurance company uses financial derivatives to manage its exposure to options and guarantees across a range of financial products it has sold to investors. The range of financial products includes ones that pays benefits on death, on surrender, and on maturity. Outline the options and guarantees. Again, outline 3 marks, just normal one-liners. Explain why the insurance company may use financial derivatives. 4 marks, explain. हेडिंग्स बनाने के आपको लगता है बना सकते हो तभी बनाओ, अदरवाइज जो भी 3 to 4 पॉइंट्स आपके माइंड में है, जस्ट ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन देम इन डिटेल. ये बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं एंड आज की क्लास इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज वी आर डिस्कसिंग दिस थिंग्स इन डिटेल. यही चीजें आपको आगे आने वाले टाइम में काफी हेल्प करेंगी बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ दिस टाइम स्टूडेंट्स नो द कंटेंट बट दे फेल बिकॉज ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन इश्यूज. They just indulge so much of time in one particular question that they fail to attempt the complete paper and at the end they lose. So it is important to understand what the examiner wants from us and how we have to present that. Next देखो, manufacturing company is carrying out a review of all of its global operations to try to understand where it is most exposed to financial, operational, economic and other risks. Explain how scenario analysis, explain why stress testing. डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन. पहली चीज अभी आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा बिकॉज इट्स बेस्ड ऑन मॉडलिंग कंटेंट, सो इट्स अ डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन. एक्सप्लेन 5 मार्क्स में भी है, एक्सप्लेन 3 मार्क्स में भी है एंड स्पेशली ऐसे क्वेश्चन में सब हेडिंग्स बनाना बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. तो अगेन जस्ट ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन इन डिटेल. नेक्स्ट देखो, एक्सप्लेन द प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ पूलिंग रिस्क, सजेस्ट रीजंस, आउटलाइन. सो 9 मार्क में ये उसने आपको इजी क्वेश्चन प्लस मैनेजेबल क्वेश्चन दे दिया. सिर्फ आप वन लाइनर्स लिखोगे, इट विल वर्क. Next, an established life assurance company has been selling term assurance for some years as about to start selling new term assurance product. New product will be sold to people whose lifestyle and fitness will be monitored by them wearing a wristband. Wristband collects data that will be shared with the insurance company. Policyholders will then be offered various benefits and rewards from the insurance company depending on the data collected from them. Discuss the additional data governance issues that may arise from this new product compared to existing term assurance business. एक तरीके से एक टर्म इंश्योरेंस बिजनेस है एंड वो आपसे एक डिस्कशन पूछ रहा है एडिशनल इश्यूज दैट मे अराइज. सो दीज टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर बिट डिफिकल्ट and the content is based on the background information that is provided to us. We have to be extremely specific. No, I mean, you do not have any option of going for general and these type of questions, and your answer has to be as detailed as you can. Next part सिर्फ outlining का है 3 marks का, so just one liners. Next, an insurance company is investigating replacing its existing method for pricing its car rental insurance policies with a more sophisticated approach. It is planning to use publicly and commercially available data as a starting point for pricing these policies. Suggest type of publicly and commercially available data. 2 marks suggestion. One word will also work. Discuss why the new data may be an improvement on the existing method used to price for risk. Discussion 3 marks. Try to discuss the points in detail, skip the subheadings. Outline the problems that may be involved in using this new data. Outline 3 marks, one-liners. Discuss how suitable this new data would be for pricing its other motor insurance policies. Discussion 5 marks. Try to describe in detail. If you have subheadings, make them. If you do not have, try to segregate your answer into different points and just try to explain the points. Next, company is planning to introduce e-scooters for short-term rental in a large city. Outline the risk that the company will need to consider before going ahead with this project. Outline 5 marks, one-liners, 10 points. Company has investigated options to mitigate the risk it faces from renting e-scooters. They have decided that insurance will be needed to cover the risk from part. An insurance company has been asked to quote for this business. Discuss the factors the insurance company will need. Discussion 6 marks. Describe. Outline 3 marks, again one-liners. A regulator is reviewing a life insurance company financial resilience using stress testing and scenario. Explain, suggest, and again assess. Assess means again a type of suggestion. तो अगर एक पूरे पेपर को आप go through करो, 5 to 7 marks से ऊपर का उसने कोई भी आपको क्वेश्चन नहीं दिया डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए, तो ये एक थोड़ी सी विन हो जाती है कि अगर आपका क्वेश्चन मान लो कोई भी आपके पास 10 मार्कर का एक सिंगल क्वेश्चन नहीं आया एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए, तो आपके पास मल्टीपल पॉइंट क्वेश्चंस हैं, शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस हैं. एंड स्पेशली शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस में क्या होता है कि या तो हमें आता होता है या नहीं आता. तो अगर 2 या 3 नंबर के क्वेश्चन में आपको नहीं आता, बट अपना टाइम वेस्ट करो उन क्वेश्चन पे, मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट एंड सी दैट क्वेश्चन वंस यू आर डन विद द एंटायर एग्जाम. So this type of paper, if it comes in exam, this type of paper is not difficult in terms of time management. I am telling you, it's up to you how you manage time. But yes, they don't have given you any question that is, I mean, they have asked for discussion and the question weightage is too low or too high. कोई 15 नंबर ऐसे भी बहुत बार ऐसा आया है कि 20 मार्कर में हमें सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन दिया उसने, 20 नंबर का एक पार्ट, and it is very difficult to attempt questions like this. बट यहाँ पे 7 मार्क्स से ऊपर का कोई भी क्वेश्चन नहीं लिखा, तो मैक्सिमम एक पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन पे आपके सिर्फ 14 पॉइंट्स ही जा रहे. एंड 14 पॉइंट्स, इफ यू नो द पेपर वेल, इफ यू नो द कंटेंट वेल, इफ यू हैव सफिशिएंट इंफॉर्मेशन, यू कैन मैनेज दोस पॉइंट्स. सो यू शुड बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर एवरी टाइप ऑफ पेपर दैट कैन कम इन एग्जाम. So this was a quick overview of September 2022, so that you should know what to focus, what not to focus upon, how to attempt. This is not a discussion related to content, this is discussion related to presentation. Let's do one more question in detail. केस स्टडी एनालिसिस हम कमिंग क्लासेस में डिस्कस करेंगे। अगेन मैंने पहले भी बहुत बार समझाया, केस स्टडी एक हाइप आप लोगों ने क्रिएट किया हुआ है। इफ यू नो द कंटेंट वेल, केस स्टडी क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट एट ऑल डिफिकल्ट टू अटेम्प्ट, इट्स जस्ट दैट द क्वेश्चन का कंटेंट, बैकग्राउंड इंफॉर्मेशन सेम रहता है और मल्टीपल क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं। Start attempting question 8 का first part for 4 marks only. इजी क्वेश्चन, डिस्कशन का क्वेश्चन है, 4 मार्क्स में, नीड नहीं है सब हेडिंग्स की, इट्स जस्ट कि मुझे वन लाइनर नहीं चाहिए। अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट बोल रहे हो, ट्राई टू स्ट्रेच दैट पॉइंट टू मल्टीपल पॉइंट्स इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट वाइंडिंग अप इन वन लाइन ओनली। So that's the only difference if you're writing headings or not, and the question is of discussion. So start attempting the question for 4 marks. Guys, 2 to 3 more minutes to wind up. Okay guys, let's discuss. So question was, a large benefit scheme invests in a wide range of assets. The current property portfolio held by the benefit scheme consists of direct investment in offices, shops and warehouses, but not in residential property. Discuss how the scheme managers could gain exposure to residential property without making a direct investment. उनको residential property में direct investment नहीं करनी, but how can they gain exposure to residential property without making a direct investment? सो आप यहाँ पर आपको इनडायरेक्ट प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट इमीडिएटली क्लिक करना चाहिए, दैट हाउ द स्कीम मैनेजर्स कैन गेन एक्सपोजर टू इनडायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑन रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी. So let me go through what you guys have submitted. So Varsha says, by investing in property share market, property share market could give better exposure to various residential property without need to buy a physical asset. This could be less expensive as compared to direct investment, requires less monitoring or supervision as compared to other types of property. It can be easily bought and sold and are divisible in nature. It can be purchased at discount to NAV like shares of other companies and require less expertise as compared to direct property. It would give less flexibility. Though companies involved in direct purchase, it must have an expertise and can consider direct investment. So Varsha, again, not at all a well attempted question. अब देखो, let me just quickly guide you what you have written. आपने क्या लिखा? आपने बोला that investor should invest in property share market अगर उसको indirect investment करनी है. अब आपने यहाँ पहली चीज इनकम्प्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन सबमिट करी. आपने ये कहाँ लिखा कि इन्वेस्टर शुड इन्वेस्ट इन द प्रॉपर्टी शेयर्स ऑफ रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी. इन्वेस्टर शुड इन्वेस्ट इन अ कंपनी. Investor should invest in the shares of the company which further invest in the property shares or which further invest in residential market. तो ये एक आपका इनकम्प्लीट आंसर है. ठीक है, ये चलो फिर भी आपने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया. उसके बाद बाकी सारे पॉइंट्स आपके जनरल हो रहे हैं. आप लिख रहे हो दे कैन बी बॉट एंड सोल्ड एंड आर डिविजिबल इन नेचर, दे कैन बी परचेज एट डिस्काउंट, दे आर लेस एक्सपेंसिव. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट दिस इज रॉन्ग, बट देयर इज अ वे टू अटेम्प्ट. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि हमने सिर्फ एक ही प्रॉपर्टी शेयर मार्केट उठा लिया और मल्टीपल पॉइंट, सारे जनरल पॉइंट्स उसी से रिलेटेड लिख दिए. आपके पास इतने सारे ऑप्शंस हैं इनडायरेक्ट इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए, वो सारे ऑप्शंस कौन बताएगा? और उसके बाद आपको कोई और दूसरा ऑप्शन नहीं मिला, इसलिए आपने एंड कैसे किया? that though the company is involved in direct purchase of other properties, it must have expertise in same and can consider direct investment. अब ये तो कोई point ही नहीं हुआ, because question में clearly mention है that उनको direct investment नहीं करनी. तो अगर क्वेश्चन में बोला है कि डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करनी और हम उनको बोल रहे हैं डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट कर लो, तो बिल्कुल ही गलत है. और ना ही आपका कोई क्वेश्चन से द वेटेजेस से 10 मार्क्स के आपके पास पॉइंट्स नहीं थे इसलिए आपने ये वाला पॉइंट लिख दिया. सो दिस विल नॉट वर्क फॉर अ शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन लाइक दिस. आप कैसे लिख सकते हो? इन्वेस्टर कैन इन्वेस्ट इन पूल्ड प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स व्हिच आर फर्दर इन्वेस्टिंग इन रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी. सो एक आ गया पूल्ड प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर लो, which is further focusing on residential property. Since it's a discussion question, I should be stretching this pooled property as well. That this pooled property investment gives me diversification and the managers will have expertise in this area, and it gives a wider spread of residential property investments because you can invest in different areas, you can invest in different types. So, wider diversification. Why wider diversification? Because we can invest in different areas, we can invest in properties of different types, and we can say that this can help to lower your risk because you are doing wider diversification. आप इसको और आपको स्ट्रेच करना है, आप स्ट्रेच करो कि we can have less control under this method because we are not directly investing. So we can say less control. फिर आप pooled property का आपको ये भी पता है कि we have different type of funds whenever we are doing pooled investment. They can be closed-ended funds, it can be open-ended funds. तो again ये आपके type of funds ही तो आ रहे हैं, तो आप इसको और further stretch करो. Pooled के अंदर we can have closed funds or we can have open-ended funds. What else can a scheme do? Scheme can further invest in the shares of a property company which is focusing on residential investment. So, shares of property company focusing on residential investment. फिर आप इसको स्ट्रेच करो. अगेन इस मेथड में भी वी हैव नो कंट्रोल ओवर प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड इसमें रिस्क के ज्यादा चांसेस भी हैं बिकॉज इट इज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय योर स्टॉक मार्केट मूवमेंट्स एज वेल. So my point of discussing this type of question in detail is just to give you an idea that if a question says, let's come back to the question. The question was asking you, discuss how the scheme managers could gain exposure to residential property without making a direct investment. तो एक या तो आपके पास आओ कि आपको पता ही नहीं है कि इनडायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं. यू नो वी कैन इन्वेस्ट इन ओपन एंडेड फंड्स, वी कैन इन्वेस्ट इन क्लोज फंड्स, देन वी कैन इन्वेस्ट इन प्रॉपर्टी शेयर्स बिकॉज इन द बुक देयर इज अ डिफरेंट देयर इज अ कंप्लीट सेक्शन वेयर दे हैव हाइलाइटेड द डिफरेंसेस इन प्रॉपर्टी शेयर्स वर्सेस डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट, पूल्ड प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट वर्सेस डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट. तो मुझे पूल्ड प्रॉपर्टी और शेयर्स दोनों मेंशन करने हैं, दोनों की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स मेंशन करनी है एंड देन वी कैन वाइंड अप द क्वेश्चन. सो प्लीज पे अ लॉट ऑफ अटेंशन टू व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग फ्रॉम यू. सो लेट्स जस्ट वाइंड अप फॉर द डे. ठीक है, in next class we will be discussing again different exam style questions. You will get the details related to the chapters that we are going to discuss in class via message. So all the students who have just started with the course for April 2023, I would expect you to complete your orientation and your chapter 8 to 10 lectures on an immediate basis, because अगर आपको 8 to 10 आता है, you are ready for almost every style of chapter. So just try to wind up your 8 to 10 as fast as you can. So that's it for the day from my side. Thank you.